Hello there and welcome to another episode of the Premium Passion Hub. It's always a pleasure having you. I hope that you've taken a moment to subscribe. If you've not yet, please do that. We would love to have you on board. My name is Virgil and Salah and we are bringing to you this episode from the Fast Sports Fusion here in Bogolovi, Kampala. We have got so much lined up for you, including the Champions League, the Europa League, the English Premier League, the Uganda Cup, as well as information coming in from Formula One and so much more really. So we also have someone on our fan favorite, the Glaring Passion segment, and that is the head of communications from NEC FC, which is one of Uganda's favorite football clubs. It is so nice out here. So please get comfortable and sit back. Without further ado, let's dive in. Toni Kroos, a retired German and former Real Madrid midfielder, faced adversity in his last days at Bayern Munich in 2014. He was subject to a misfortune of not being part of the new chapter at Bayern during that time, so the club decided not to renew his contract. Carlo Ancelotti's eye was popped by his excellent performance at the 2014 World Cup, which Germany won. He went on to sign for Real Madrid and he won 5 Champions League titles and 34 trophies in total as he retired as one of the best ever midfielders for both Germany and Real Madrid. Adversity can happen at any time in our lives, but what matters is our faith, hope and trust that God is in control. We should never consider giving up as an option. For further reference, visit Genesis chapter 41 verse 52 that says, "The second son he named Ephraim and said, 'It is because God has made me fruitful in the land of my suffering.'" We start off with a recap of the previous matches, but before that, at this moment is the time when I remind you to please pay attention and join our exciting promotion, the Premium Passion Predict and Win, in order to get on board to win various prizes. All you have got to do is go to the comment section of our social media platforms on the Premium Passion Hub, that is on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and several other platforms, and in the comment section let us know who you think are going to be the winners for the seasons in the Champions League, in the Europa League, the Uganda Cup, as well as the English Premier League, in order to be able to win prizes including television sets, t-shirts, capes, as well as a chance to win a cash prize of 1 million Uganda shillings. That's all you've got to do in the comment section down below. And now in the recap, from Uganda, we gear up for a game between Vipers SC as well as NEC FC, and that will be on the 17th of April 2025, which is going to be very exciting at Chitende at 7 p.m. Make sure that you keep time and you mark your calendar. As well as from the Uganda Cup, draws were held and it was really exciting, and that's also coming up. There were also transfers in Europe that are remarkable and should be remembered, so we also have that lined up for you. And from the English Premier League, it was a thrilling encounter between Arsenal and Everton that resulted in a disappointing draw. So take a look at all of this. Uganda's under-17 men's national team, the Cubs, finished third after completing their Group A games with 3 points due to a loss against Zambia. Good news is that they proceed to the playoffs against a third-place team in Group C, which is a bridge to FIFA Under-17 World Cup, but Group C has teams like Tunisia, Senegal, the Gambia and Somalia, hence the game is slated for the 12th of April 2025, and we wish Uganda Cubs all the best. NEC FC pulled off a much-needed win against Chitara FC, courtesy of a stellar performance by Marvin Kavuma, who assisted and also bagged a goal which led to reduced point gap behind Vipers SC. Express FC's Emmanuel Alex Waswa was gifted a brace that shocked the Venoms, whose goal was scored by talisman Alan Okello and are just point above NEC FC. There were also wins for SC Villa, Police FC and URA FC, coupled with draws in Luzira vs UPDF game, plus Wakiso Giants vs Maroons FC that ended in a 6-goal thriller. Let's gear up for the titanic clash of Vipers SC vs NEC FC at Chitende on 17th of April 2025 at 7 p.m. Let's take a look at more Uganda Premier League results. From the Uganda Cup, quarter-final draws were held and they make an exciting stage as Police FC versus Kataka FC, Vipers SC versus SC Villa, Chitara FC versus Bull FC, and Karo Karunji FC versus KCCA FC. The Stanbic Uganda Cup is to be played from the 18th to the 22nd of April 2025. From Europe, Kevin De Bruyne will leave Manchester City after 10 years of success at Etihad. The announcement was made by the 33-year-old player on his social media handles and was later confirmed by the club. The derby against Manchester United was his 21st and final one, winning 19 major trophies. Thomas Muller also leaves Bayern Munich at the end of the season after 25 years and having 33 trophies to his name. Another German, Mats Hummels, also retires from professional football at the end of this season and will begin a new chapter other than being a footballer. From the English Premier League, it was a thrilling encounter. Fulham surprised the Corps by scoring 3 goals at Craven Cottage, ending Liverpool's long unbeaten run. Alexis and Diaz's goals were not enough to secure a win as they now need 11 points to be declared English Premier League champions with an 11-point gap with hopeful Arsenal. It was the 20th game for Amram since taking charge of Manchester United and the 196th Manchester derby, which ended in a dreadful 0-0 draw at Old Trafford. There were great chances for both teams, but the failure to the back of the net meant trouble for Manchester City as their hope for Champions League football faces competition from both Chelsea and Aston Villa. The action-filled weekend also meant Southampton are confirmed relegated from the English Premier League with 10 points in 31 games. Here is a look at more results from the English Premier League. In La Liga, Real Madrid was shocked to a horrendous loss, gained only 4 points away from the Madristas. In Formula 1, much anticipated Japanese Grand Prix 2025 took place at the Suzuka circuit. Max Verstappen scored his first victory of the 2025 season, denying McLaren pair Lando and Oscar a 4th consecutive win. Yuki Tsunoda, making his Red Bull debut at his home race, saw him claim P12 and earned Driver of the Day accolade from the fans as Lewis Hamilton added to the Scuderia's tally in 7th place. From the UEFA Champions League, Arsenal shocked the world by defeating a star-laden Real Madrid at the Emirates Stadium. Declan Rice's perfectly well-taken free kicks marveled the Madrid team, and a late Merino where they are just left with belief as motivated by their coach, or else they exit the tournament with Arsenal remaining by Real Madrid. There were also other wins. Inter over Bayern Munich, Barcelona's Robert Lewandowski bagging a brace in 4-0 thriller against Dortmund, and PSG netting late to defeat Aston Villa, who proceeds to the semi-finals. Let's see those that proceed to the next round next week. From the UEFA Europa League, Manchester United were held to a 2-2 draw against Lyon in France as Onana put an erroneous performance to conquer with Matic's comments before the game of being one of the worst United keepers. Lenny Yoro's first goal for Manchester United and Joshua's late header were not enough to secure a win as Lyon put up a fight to the end. Bodo also won its game against Lazio, and Rangers were held by Athletic Club, just like Spurs were held by Frankfurt in a 1-1 draw. Stick with us as we witness who proceeds to the next round. Also in other news, Virgil and Salah have signed contracts to stay at Liverpool until 2027, which is good news for the club and its fans as they are part of the new era. And now for the next action in the Uganda Premier League, we have exciting fixtures like Vipers SC against NEC FC, and this game will be determining who is going to be the next champion in the Uganda Premier League, at least a hint. Also, as we head into the weekend, there are several games coming in from the English Premier League, and we have Manchester City against Everton, among others. In La Liga, we still have Real Madrid and Barcelona fighting for the top position to become this season's champion. So let's take a look at details from this. In the Uganda Premier League, we have exciting fixtures coming up like Vipers FC versus NEC FC, a clash that will give a hint on who this season's Uganda Premier League champion is. As we head into the weekend, Manchester City will take on Everton, Villa versus Newcastle, Fulham versus Chelsea, Ipswich versus Arsenal, Leicester versus Liverpool, and Manchester United hosts Wolves at the Old Trafford. Here is a look at more English Premier League fixtures. For UCL, the return legs resume on Tuesday 15th of April 2025 as Villa host PSG and Borussia Dortmund host Barcelona at Signal Iduna Park. On Wednesday, Inter will host Bayern Munich and Real Madrid will host Arsenal at the Bernabeu. UEL will also return on Thursday 17th of April, where Lyon will be hosted at Old Trafford and Frankfurt will host Spurs, Athletic Club will host Rangers and Lazio will host Bodo at Stadio Olimpico. To note, Manchester City has an upper hand against Everton as it has only drawn one game and won two in their last three encounters, but depending on Everton's last results, they need a win against any opponent. Ipswich have failed to win a game against Arsenal in the previous meetings, but their fight against relegation might surprise the Gunners. Leicester have lost all the last games in the English Premier League, which indicates a much-needed win against the runaway leaders Liverpool, who are in pursuit for 11 points to become the English Premier League champions. Wolves look up to a fourth consecutive win in the English Premier League as they are hosted at Old Trafford, having won the Boxing Day encounter last year and lost two of their last three encounters. Fulham will look for another heartbreak against Chelsea, having shocked the Cops previously, but Chelsea last draw switched on winning lights regarding their quest for Champions League football, not forgetting their win against Chelsea on Boxing Day last year. Welcome to the Glaring Fashion segment, and we are honored to host the head of communications from NEC FC, Raymond, but I will not say much about him. I will let him introduce himself as well as introduce NEC FC to Uganda and the world. So you're welcome. You can talk to us about yourself a little bit and then NEC FC.
Thank you very much. My name is Kayungirizi Raymond, Communications, NEC FC. NEC Football Club is an upcoming giant, I would say, and we are playing our second season in the Uganda Premier League, having been promoted last season where we competed in the best way we could, finishing 6th in the league and coming runners-up in the Uganda Cup after losing 1-0 to Chitara FC. So this season we are second only to Vipers, just 4 points separating us, and it's been a great season, I would say. An improvement because now we have already matched the points we got last season, 48 in 8 games less. So it is an incredible project down there in Bugolori.
Okay, so what comprises NEC FC? What would you say about the team itself, minus the games it has participated in? I understand it's a young team, so what would you say about the team? Who is in there? What do they do? All that.
NEC is owned by the National Enterprise Corporation, a business arm of the UPDF and Ministry of Defense. And now NEC as a football club, of course, just like any other football club, we have a board led by the chairman, Engineer Brian Buhanda, who strategizes, gives direction to the club and all that with his management team, including the heads of different departments, technical, finance, name it. And then we go to the head coach, who heads the technical team. Head coach Hussein Mbalangu, who is now becoming a favorite for the media, but also because of his incredible work at the club, leading the club by enforcing a given character. Because now, when you look at him and track his record, he has built a character that the team that has helped the team be where it is. Then we have his assistant, Dudu Bosco, a great scout and coach. Then we have Coach Odoch, former at Express. Then we also have Wejuli, former player, excellent player and champion in the Uganda Premier League. Then we also have the youngest goalkeeping coach, Coach Muadabiuma, a very young, passionate guy who has built his career at a very young age. So that is the composition of the technical team. Then we come back, we slope down to the playing staff, where we have the captain, Kavma Marvin, who has been the captain since our regional league. So he has grown through the ranks.
You before we talk about the team, you mentioned something about the character that has been instilled within the team, NEC FC. So I understand NEC FC was formed in 2017.
Sure.
Played joined the Uganda Premier League in 2023, 2024 season, and became number 6, as well as now you're playing in the 2024-2025 season. But you also want to become the winners. You feel, and Vipers is feeling the heat. So I'll take you a little bit back to tell us what is the secret weapon that is coaching you there as a young team.
No one should lie to you anywhere. The secret to success is leadership. Leadership is complemented by other things, but first of all, leadership. As far as your leader can see, that's how far you can go. Because leaders do not just instruct, they inspire. Yeah. They instill a given culture, which these people follow. So the secret, and actually it's a public secret, leadership. The club has good leadership, from the board to the down to the coach and to everyone who works with NEC as a football club. They have something they follow, because it has been imprinted. Everyone who comes in must follow into the culture. Yeah. And so that changes everything. So the secret, it's a public one, leadership.
Leadership. Before you leave us, we shall be looking at a few personal questions. Not your marriage status, but what's your favorite team? Your favorite player, your favorite team in Uganda?
My favorite team in Uganda is NEC Football Club.
I thought you'd say Vipers.
Why?
I'm kidding. It would be funny to cross and say something away from your team.
I don't think it would be, but NEC.
Does
because
it happen?
I've been with NEC for now 3 years. I've seen the growth and I've seen the consistency. That doesn't just come. Yeah. There are things you would call the back room or the backstage stuff being done, and I really enjoy how most of that stuff is done.
All right.
My favorite player,
yes,
Kavma Marvin, is our captain.
Why? Consistent. What do you like about him?
His attitude towards the game,
okay, and
commitment to the club.
That is just your favorite. What about in the Premier League right now? Who's your favorite there? Is he still the same?
In the Uganda Premier League?
Yes.
I like Kavma Marvin, but Paul Mutueles is performing well consistently, okay, and at an advanced age in his career. So he's very inspirational to many people everywhere he has been. He has played for different clubs, but he has stayed performing consistently, yes, at a higher level. So that gives me a liking for him, for the reason he has been consistent, and I understand consistency means a lot.
That's really great. So who do you think is going to win the Uganda Premier League?
Other than NEC? No one.
I knew the answer. So give us your last words before we let you go.
Yeah, my last words would be, I really want to thank everyone at NEC, including someone who I didn't mention, but very important to us, the CEO, yes, who is Jonathan. He does most of the work that we would call the behind the scenes. Yes. He does the compiling of, he does the signing of contracts running up and down so that we get our licenses in time, and any communication that comes from the governing body, that is FIFA. So he has been very instrumental, but has also lived to see the good times of the club, because of course when you are in lower divisions, those are not good times regardless of how you're winning. So being here at this stage has been very good, and I want to send him shout outs. But also I want to thank our chairman and his body. The chairman is Mr. Buhanda Brian. He has provided strategic leadership to the club, and it doesn't come often that someone is consistent at that level. So we thank him for his consistency. The coaching staff, Hussein Balang and his team, the captain Kavma Marvin and his group, they've done us so well. And also people like Moses, people like Afanda Bib, people like Coach Mzee, those people who laid the foundation for this club. People like Jemba, he does most of our operations. Then there is also Dennis, he manages, he's called Manager Dennis, so he manages stuff around ticketing and all that. Then Hajat Maka. So there are very many people around.
I see you
that
really have
group.
a strong team.
Yes, behind. And most of the times these people are not known to very many people, but they do great work. Afande Elias. So a group that is behind, they're doing great work. So I want to send them both of thanks, but also shout outs, and to let them know that we really appreciate and we don't ever take them for granted. And lastly, to the 12th player, Aken and the team, those people have provided an environment where we are no longer a small crowded club. We have a group of fans, and the fan base is growing. So this encourages us and makes us look to the future, which will be brighter with even bigger numbers. So yeah, very thankful and looking forward to NEC FC being crowned champions.
So Raymond, all you have to do now is send our greetings to NEC FC when you see them, I think after here. And now you're going to show us some action. We need to see your skills.
Yeah, have a game. Most of my skills are in talking and writing.
So see you.
So that is what I do really, not just for a living, but also for entertainment as a person, because I like writing, I like speaking. So
it's really nice. It's evident.
What better skill than that?
We shall just look at how much you, even if you just kick the ball just once. That's what we want now. It's indeed true what is often said, that time flies when you are having fun. We actually had fun on this episode, and we hope that you did too. We have come to the end, but before we leave, I just want to remind you of our exciting promotion, the Predict and Win. Make sure that you go to our comment section down below, as well as on our other social media handles, that is Facebook, X, as well as Instagram, on the Premium Passion Hub, and comment with your predictions for the different leagues results. Who are going to be the champions in the 2024-2025 seasons? Let us know who you think it is. You stand a chance to win t-shirts, you will win capes, as well as television sets, and in a rare chance, win 1 million Uganda shillings. It's really, really a pleasure to have you today, and we shall bring you another episode. We are the Premium Passion Hub, dedicated to sports edutainment for humanity. I am Viola Sasria. Until next time, bye.